What I'm hearing, Clive, is that from Tesco they're being very bold and clear about what their alternative to cage-free is, and that is very much barn as an entry-level product. So where those colony cage producers can convert to barn, they're encouraging them to do that, and that's conversion of their existing shed. So it's not new build on greenfield sites, it's typically converting their enriched cages into barn. And my understanding in terms of the conversion cost is around about £12–13 a bird. If it was me, I'd certainly be looking at £15 per bird in terms of budgeting as a figure, whereas new build we're looking at £30–32 per bird. So from a Tesco point of view, they're being very clear. They're saying barn is an alternative, not for all, but for some. The other retailers, at the moment, they haven't made any clear commitment to any one production system, and they're very much looking at it, scoping it out, talking with their suppliers, working in partnership with them. It does, the early indications, that said, looks as if it would be free range, because there is a recognition that consumers at the moment don't understand what barn is, and certainly in terms of sales, whether it be Kantar data or other data, there is very minimal barn sales, and what sales there are, pretty much year on year, are declining. Yeah, we've got concern there because, as you say, up until 2012 with the enriched cages, something in the order of £400 million was invested or borrowed, more to the point, by producers to convert their battery cages into enriched cages. Now, most of those loans won't have been paid off, certainly not now, and some of them will still be outstanding by 2025, principally because the margins in colony cage production have been very tight, particularly over the last few years. So those loans wouldn't have been paid off. So what we're calling on the retailers is to recognise that significant investment made on behalf of the industry by individual producers, and respecting that those loans are going to take a number of years before they're cleared and they're paid off. Well, very much twofold, Clive. Keep very close to their packers, talk to their packers, their customers, understand what their plans are for colony cage egg going forward, understand what the timelines are, and the second part of it is to look at the alternatives. What would be the typical cost of converting their colony cage unit to barn? How much would it cost? Could they borrow the money? So look at the alternatives, and what are those alternatives to the business? Is it conversion to barn, and what are the assurances that they're being given? What's the length of the contract that they're being given by their packer if they do convert to barn? They may, in some circumstances, be able to convert to free range, but in the majority of cases that's unlikely because there won't be the land area around the building. And for some producers, it may be a non-agricultural use for their colony cage unit, because at the end of the day these are large buildings and there are potentially other uses that they could put them to. So two things: talk to their customers, their packers, to understand timelines and what they want, but at the same time look at the alternatives to colony cage production.